evening and welcome to Damage Does D&D. Tonight we are back with the Investigators, a team of completely rational, wonderful, don't make decisions off the top of their heads, sort of fairly thought out, well planned, and all that sort of thing. DM, sorry, rambling.
Good rambling. Well, let's hear what happened last week from Bernia.
After the battle with the Everburn, I could feel my heart pumping. With each battle that this adventure brings me, I feel bolder, stronger. Defending this world from things that should not be here is giving me a sense of satisfaction that I never felt in my entire life as a soldier. Perhaps I should find some time to discuss with Nagale. I owe much to her. After myself and the Everburn crashed through the floor, we discovered a rift. Not like the ones we had encountered in Oninia, this one was stable, and Mazdak ran right through, with Kral in hot pursuit. I followed once I had ensured the others were steady, and was met with raised crossbows and a metal golem, not unlike the ones we had fought in Rikwalfak. We had travelled through to the future, and the two dwarves, Thandumi and Mumatelan, their names were, they explained as much as they could, suggesting they take us to their chief so that our questions may receive answers. I had to put the hood of my cloak up to disguise my elven heritage. I do not know what to feel about the fact that I would be responsible for this future, freeing Renee and allowing her to run rampant, killing people and making abominable monsters. Speaking to the Chief Eldom, we learned that the rifts occur in a similar way in the future as they do in our time. We must look out for reports of a beach that has been replaced with part of a mine. We also discussed the golems and the soldiers that had escaped to our time. Eldom confirmed that some of his army had gone missing up north, along with Imarius, who was known to be a sleazy salesman and show-off. So little changed in his life, it would seem, but I should not speak ill of the likely dead. Then we discussed the monster. Creations of Renee, one of which had travelled through the first rift into the battle. First, we must strike it when it is asleep, attempt to enrage it. Then, we must sever its tail, slash its eyes, and attempt to choke its attempts to echolocate before bringing down multiple blows upon its head. Mazdak gifted one of the mechanical dragons Kral had made to Chief Eldom, and we split to seek other knowledge and advice. Mazdak, Atan, Sasha, and Morgax went to speak with the librarian known as Githelm, likely to discuss things about the Everburn and the future. I am sure Mazdak will excitedly tell me all of it. Myself, Kral, and Bug headed to the forges. It brought steadiness to know that Slaghammer is still a name known in the future. I should go see Danvir sometime. Kral worked on his cannons, Bug played with the flames, and I sought out an improvement to my arm. I expressly requested it did not be a weapon. I do not wish for my body to be a physical implement of harm. There is a distance from war that a sword being separate from you gives you. I suspect the smith Darrock understood my concerns. As me and Bug sat smoking our pipes by the lava, my mind wandered. Our conversational stories fading into the sounds around us. The Chieftain Eldom raised a good point earlier on the future. He was apprehensive about us changing the life he knows, possibly making it so that he never existed. Is this the future we are all destined for? An unavoidable apocalypse that is to come during the year we live back through the rift? Or can we change it like Contarara did? What would become of all the lives that live in this future? Will they disappear as soon as we make one change? If we undo these rifts, would I never be as resulted by the Redugita? Never find my faith, and never meet these fine people? I should put fewer elven leaves into my pipe in future.
Very good.
Excellent. Excellent. So, with that, the current state of things is that we have Kral working away with Darrock and the Smiths. Bernia and Bug are heading to Githelm's house, where everybody else is. So we'll sort of pick up with Bug and Bernia getting to the house with everybody else.
Okay. So as soon as they walk in, I think Mazdak would probably not even notice that they've walked in. He's probably discussing with Git books, mythologies, histories, and just generally admiring her books and showing some of his own.
Showed you my book. Will you show me yours?
Yeah, I showed you my book. Please respond.
Right. Just sent you a message.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Back
So
from the Smiths. Carl would take a while.
let's jump over to Kral at the Smiths. So you and Darroch have come up with this plan to create this rifle. Carl, I've been having a little think, right, and you've got a few options. What we can do is, well, it's really just whether you want one barrel in this thing or multiple. If you take one barrel, it'll fire one big shot, but then it's kind of useless for a short while. Or you can take two, and then you get two shots, but each shot will do less. Or I reckon I could squeeze three in at a push, and that will fire three shots. But the more shots you get, the less powerful they are. So it's kind of up to you.
Well, I think that maybe just going with a one barrel might be the best idea.
Just the one, right? And this is going to be, because we're scaling it down quite a lot, it's not going to do as much as the cannons that you used to, right?
No, I'm not expecting it to. I'm just expecting it to be able to be an extra little kick when we need it.
Yeah, of course. And we can still put in all the elemental magic for you, rather than just the big kick that the golems do.
Right. Yeah.
So,
good.
good stuff. Right. So I'm going to swap with my assistant over there. No, partner over there. Because they're really good at glass blowing, and that's what we need to forge these chambers, or the one chamber. So I'll get
Just the one chamber, actually.
just the one chamber actually. I'll get him to come and do that, and I'm going to go and do a bit of metal work on the arm. Okay, so you carry on working with him.
Thank you for this. I appreciate it.
I like working on new things. It's all right. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Of course I can.
Okay. So, back at the house. Mazdak, you'd also sent 2 messages off.
I did, yeah. The same message, basically, to both Chakotay and Dasaru.
Yeah. And after each of them, you wait a normal length of time for a response, but don't get one from either.
Interesting. So, no response from Chakotay or Dasaru, which is interesting. It may be
Who's them?
that... Sorry?
Who are they?
They are friends of ours.
Oh, right.
So I thought, interesting. So no response from either. So, okay, cool. I don't know if Git would have, probably would have noticed, but I didn't explain it. My manifest mind, there's no time limit on it. It stays up until I dismiss it.
Okay.
So it still would have been floating behind me. So, and it's the form of a small book.
Yeah.
So I will sort of move that across to her. And, say, look, a book that floats.
That's quite a good check.
Isn't it? Yes.
Ooh. That'd be good. Can you just Like summon books to your hand when you're in your library.
If I could, that would be fantastic. I have I think a thing that I could do that with. Do I have that? I can't remember if I have Mage Hand. No, I don't think I do. Would be something I would take. So, no, but that's certainly something worth thinking about. Can you do that?
No, no. It'd be good though, wouldn't it?
It would, yes. I can do this, and I'll summon my quill on a piece of paper and just sort of start writing an example sentence with my magical quill starts writing.
You could teach me a thing or two. You could.
I mean, I can do that. That's interesting. It's very useful if you're trying to copy spells down, because you can be reading this one and sort of with getting the inflections correctly, and then the quill just writes it out over there.
So, in the morning, Mazdak, are you going to try and get in contact with SETI?
Yes, indeed. That I can do that in the morning, if that's what we want to do, and then we can make a plan going forward to try and find the beast. And yes, so we would have to go back through the portal, find the beast, and follow the instructions to kill.
Yes. Sure, it won't be hard to find with everything that I've been told about it.
Well, yes, it is.
Well, it's back in our time, is it? I thought
Yes.
it was here.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's back in our time. It got sucked through a portal, through the original big portal, and then tried to kill Bernia and all her friends. In fact,
Oh, that one.
yes,
right.
that's the one we are killing or
The one that
finding.
pulled the arm off.
Yes,
Sounds good.
okay,
Is it flammable?
probably.
I
Most
do
things
not
are,
know.
I find.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't stop
perfect.
to
then.
ask it.
Sorry, Bernier, what did you say?
I don't know. I didn't stop to ask it.
Well, I find if you throw enough fire at something, it will actually eventually burn.
I don't think that would have been true with the Everburn, but
Well, most things, not all things.
not
Our golems heal off of fire as well.
Indeed.
yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Though they are susceptible to grease being put underneath their feet.
Yes, they are.
I suppose so. They're a bit clumsy.
Yes, they do tend to fall over if you put grease underneath them.
But they're meant to have dwarven supervision with them at all times, though, so...
Yes.
The ones we encountered seem to be going against that.
Haywire.
Right.
I think
That's
possibly because they'd been through a rift, it may have affected how they worked.
Ooh, that's really interesting.
Do they have any weak spots then if it happens again so we can kill them?
Yes, they do, but we
They're
should
rather weak to being thrown off of cliffs.
Yes. Being pushed off cliffs, that's a weak spot.
A bit too big for me.
That was such a fun fight.
That was a fun.
It was a brilliant fight.
Grease MVP.
Just a thought, whilst we are here, if we're going to try and contact any of your friends or ours. So we have SETI. Is there anybody else you can think of that may still be about to get any information off?
I mean, I have already, offered to contact Renee, but everybody seemed to think that was a bad
It's a
idea.
bad idea.
Well, from what I've been told, yes, it doesn't seem the greatest.
But I think that's possibly. I mean, we could try to.
But try Severil.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe try Severil.
Yes. just as we're here, we might as well explore all options available to us. The more information we can get, the better to try and stop this apocalypse as such.
Although something about taking too much information from the future is making me feel uneasy.
Well, yes, but also, like you've said, you've already been to the past. It doesn't seem to affect what happens in the present. And, well, I suppose anything that happens 800 years backwards from here, 813 actually, was it 13 or 31? I can't remember now.
13.
Oh, good memory. Well done, Fiddy. Is going to be completely newly written history, I suppose, if everything goes right.
I hold up 9 fingers to Atan and then raise a 10th. No, that didn't land.
No, I get it, but and I got it, but
don't.
like,
There were 9, but then there were 10.
Right, I see. Gotcha.
Time can be changed, I think, is the...
well, yeah, but from what I know, from what the group told me, it's like they've been to the past. It didn't seem to change anything in the present from what they did. That was what I
Even
was.
still, we should finish up here as soon as we can. I don't know how
Atan,
long the blacksmithing would take.
Atan, you have a teleport spell, correct?
I do, yes.
Well, what we could do, if we were, and this is just a theory, it's not, you shouldn't actually do this, but I would suggest that the only thing that we know for certain that happened to change time was the teleportation whilst the rifts were open. But this is incredibly dangerous. We have had reports of, people being turned into paste while doing this. So, but that's the only thing I think I can think of that would interfere enough to...
As if it was almost an actual shift in time, not walking through it. Yes.
That's a good idea.
It's a really
Try
good
that.
DM, with Mastak saying that, would I, knowing all of the bits of what's happened with obviously the 9 going to 10 and everything, would that have been a similar teleport spell to mine, or would that have been a more instantaneous one if they were in the middle of a battle?
Oh, blimey. Yeah. Knowing how powerful dragons are, even an adult red dragon, and knowing the situation in which it was, you probably suspect pretty confidently that that was not a teleportation circle that was used. That was a teleport spell.
Yeah. Yes, maybe we should wait until we can have a bit more privacy. This is something I'd like to add to that, Mastak, just so...
Sure. Okay, I wonder if I could...
Because the other evidence that you've been given was Severil, who tried to teleport away from the Riddigeator, who looked down on himself, having gone back a short way. Well, a few hours.
Out of character, perhaps it's teleportation distance and the self-control of that.
Maybe.
Bernie doesn't know anything about teleporting, so...
So, yes, I think... What sort of time is it, DM? Is it sort of...
Oh, it's evening time. It's getting close to bedding down for the night.
It's about 8:30 in the evening, but 813 years later.
So, interesting. So we could, if you don't mind, very kind of you to let us stay here.
No, that's fine. Don't get much company.
So, where would you like us to sort of be?
Oh, there's a spare bedroom upstairs. Could squeeze a few of you in there, and the rest can stay in the living room. Maybe 4 in each. No, there's not that many of you.
Okay.
There's... Oh, wait, there is 7 of you. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. So, does anyone need anything?
I mean, I don't think so. I'm just going to study my books, and I will very carefully read the book that she handed me with the details of the Everburn and Amanita and Nimrila in, to just sort of see if there's anything that jumps out at me to... Are there any other names in this book that are familiar? Is there... I'm looking for Severil or any other kind of... or dragon names. Contarara, perhaps. Seti. I'm going to look at all of the... I'm going to think of all the powerful beings that I can think of.
Yeah.
And sort of scour this book. Spend a good hour and a half just reading this cover to cover to figure out if there's anything else of use in this book.
So, let's go through each of those. Amanita, Everburn you already know are in there. Nimrillan is mentioned, I think he said last week.
Yep.
No dragons, Seti or Contarara.
Okay.
Or Dusk, even. They're not mentioned.
No elves or wizards that I'd have heard of.
Renee is mentioned in there. There's a section on Renee. And Jakoto is there. Not the Dream Lord, though.
Right. Not the Dream Lord. Okay, interesting.
What else was there? Yeah, no wizards at all.
Okay.
Like, probably most books you've ever picked up have mentioned one wizard or another. But this one does not.
Okay, but the Dream Lord is not mentioned.
That's right.
But the other 2 champions are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Right, I will sort of amuse myself by looking through this book and just try to learn all about interesting creatures.
Yeah. Let your imagination go. There's plenty of stuff in there that I can't just come up with on the spot.
DM, how long did it take us to get from the open topped what it is now room to here?
About 2 hours.
Walking.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Okay.
I had an idea, but we can do it in the morning on our way back.
Okay.
I'm going to sit somewhere quiet and just tentatively try and reach out to Nagale.
Okay.
See if I can sense her power in this time, or if it's heavily diminished or something.
Okay. Make a faith check for me then, please.
Well, I guess it would be nice.
Ooh, 25.
Woo! Were you actually trying to talk to her, or
If
just
she will talk
if
to
she's
me.
there?
Bernia's got in her mind that she understands if, because of time, this is too confusing for her.
Okay. So you find a nice quiet spot, sit and do your little meditate, try and reach out.
Really sit with Evelyn on my lap.
Yeah,
Oops.
that nearly went. That nearly went. Glass went. Whoop.
Oh,
Probably
Eerie
trying to
for whom
find
the
glass.
bell tolls sound.
Wrong god. So with your strong connection with Nagale, you can sense her there. But there is much distance between the two of you, or maybe that she's not as strong as she was, or that she's busy, or any combination of many things. She does not reciprocate the connection, though you can tell she's there.
Okay. I'll give Megalyn a little pat on the head.
She has a little.
Git. The history books you have, I don't suppose you have anything on adventurers like ourselves, do you? Previous groups, previous battles they've had, or anything like that?
I mean, we've got information on some dwarves that have been very well regarded for their battle prowess, but like nothing like you guys exists here. There's no like party of different races of folks going around and doing good deeds or bad deeds or anything. It's just the dwarves and the elves mostly.
Yes, no, just a thought. I was just going to see if there was any correlating stories that you might have to what we've been through or anything like that, but I suppose with the near extinction of the world, everything has gone along with it.
Mostly. It's near impossible to get any information about the world before it fell apart.
Maybe that's a thought, unless you've already done it, Mazdak and group, when we get back to our time.
to do what?
What
Sorry?
do you mean?
Have you searched for any other adventuring parties or any stories of some which may have had similar consequences like this,
I don't
with
think
everything
I
going on?
I mean, no. But we could certainly try.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know
if
there's
there's
anywhere
nothing...
that catalogues heroic parties of groups of people. I don't know. It's not something I've ever thought about.
Sorry, above table, I'm just trying to make it... My head is going, we're now in a time where there is no history about anything apart from an apocalypse. Has it happened before, essentially? Type thing.
Kind of.
It kind of did happen once before.
When the gods like Nagale and that entered the divine realm.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of stuff going on.
Cool.
at that point.
81,000 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
So I
kind of
don't think
like
there are any
13
adventuring
squint.
parties there.
Well,
No,
there
no.
was.
I was
It's
going
just
off on a bit of a
9
tangent,
them
but
going into the divine realm. So
yeah. Ignore me. Back down to table. It's just a stupid fitty thought.
No, it's all cool.
no such thing.
I think Atan would just kind of be looking over everything, flicking through a few books, and then just watching Mazdak work.
Can you just roll a d20 for me, Fiddy, please?
Can I? I mean, I can. Do I have to?
No, you don't have to.
It's always quite something when the DM asks you that. 13.
13. Oh, I thought there was something, but no, it's gone.
Do I get to add anything to it? If it's proficiency, then it's 17.
No, it's all right.
Anything to make it better.
No, I just kind of wanted a randomizer as to whether Git thought of something.
Yeah. That's
But
cool.
yeah, it's not really Atan doing a skill check. It's just DM asking for random number generator.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Is there a fire in the sitting room?
Yeah.
I'll go and curl up in front of it like a dog and just flick little motes of fire into it.
Nice. Yeah, it
Okay.
flickers away quite comfortably.
Yeah, I'll occasionally look over at Mazdak and just smile and then flick another flame.
Yeah, I think I'd like to copy out any details on Nimmerlin
Yeah.
into one of my notebooks.
Sure.
Just so I can do that, because I've got my quill out already, so it'll just be noting that down.
Yeah. Okay. So, are we all going to sleep? Apart from Crow, he's busy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you going to be working through the night, Crow? Cool. Okay. So, was there any you're not setting any watches or anything, you're all just conking out? It's been a busy sort of 36 hours or so for you, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will look to Bernia and say, do we need watches? I think this is a fairly safe space.
I think we should be fine, but if anyone does wake up from hearing something, then let us know.
Okay. And I will sit with my quill and just sort of copy stuff out of it.
I would argue that not that Morgrax has had a chance to make any enemies yet, but I'd argue if they can find us here, they deserve to get us.
That's fair.
Yeah, Atan would just kind of look over a few books, just read a bit, and just watch Mazdak for a little bit, being another arcane influenced person himself, that just to see how he works and what he does. And yeah, I think Atan wouldn't bother going upstairs to the spare room, would probably just fall asleep in the chair he's in.
Fair enough. This is a typical sort of let's just hit send on that. A typical sort of 2 up, 2 down. You got living room / library in the front room, and then kitchen at the back, and then stairs in between, going up to 2 bedrooms. But yeah, so you can fall asleep there. You'll go to sleep, get a good rest. This feels good, even if you're sleeping in a chair. It's still rest that you've not had in a short while.
Long rest then?
Long rest, except Kral. Kral, just make a con check for me, please.
18.
Cool, it's fine. No exhaustion for you then. But yeah, you probably finish up sort of 4-ish in the morning, so you can go get a couple of hours, or work it that way. And yes, so morning comes. Or you can take a short rest for that time that you get. And yeah, 'tis morning.
Oh, that was very much needed. How did everyone sleep?
Yes, excellently. Thank you.
I had an idea last night, Mazdak,
Right.
and I think you may be the person to, well, try and help me with it, I suppose. I was going to on our way back, just hang around outside for a little while and go up into the air for a bit and just see what the magic is like here. If the weave is a bit different.
Okay.
See if we can glean anything from that of what may have caused this, what may have potentially broken through, like you said.
I mean, I cast spells yesterday, like sending. So, did magic feel any different? Did I have to make extra effort?
Ooh, that's a good question. Now you think of it, make an Arcana check.
An Arcana check. Well, that's gonna go well then. Arcana. I get a +9 to that, so I get 10. Natural 1.
Oh. The way you said that's going to go well, I was like, this isn't.
No, it didn't. Natural 1.
Blimey. The end result is a 10 though, and from the clear obviousness of the feeling you had sending those spells, yes, you did have to try a little bit harder.
So, yes, it did require a little bit more effort casting spells yesterday. So perhaps the forces that we tap into are a little further away for some reason.
Yes, nonetheless.
Or
I'd still
perhaps
like
they're
to...
being used for something. Perhaps some powerful being is tapping into the magic and draining it slightly to perform powerful magics.
Not as relevant to you, but I tried to reach out to Nagale last night.
Right.
And she seemed distant, faint.
Right. Interesting.
Yes, I might just grab a quick bite to eat and then just head to the outside and see if there's anything more I can glean then.
I will send a message to find it. Right, sending. I will send a message to Seti with the
Same message.
same wording basically. Hi Seti, how are you? It's Mazdak here. We're in the future. Are you available to chat? We're in the dwarven city of Malta at the moment. But you wouldn't get the moment because that was cut off.
Yeah. Okay. You wait. Hear nothing.
So, no answers from Seti either. Interesting. So, either they're not available, they're not here, or the dampening of the magic is having an effect on that spell.
They are dead at this time.
Or
they're
they are dead in this time, yes, as you say.
Burned.
Well, possibly, yes. Well, we don't really know if they are dead, how they would have died. I think that's probably just weird speculation. Just sort of look at Bug a little bit strange.
Or maybe wishful thinking.
No.
Depends on how you feel.
Okay. Just who's in the room? Is
I'd
Bernia-
probably be roughly at this time.
I'll just stand behind Bernia for a bit, just because Bug's freaking me out.
I think I'll head back out now and
Well, we
have a look myself.
Git, thank you very much for your hospitality. You have some amazing books. You are a wonderful person. I'm very happy to have met you.
It's been my pleasure. It's been absolutely delightful having you all here.
Thank you for letting us stay. It was very comfortable and much needed rest. We will leave you to your studies.
I think you're welcome back any time, but I don't know if that rift's going to stay open.
Well, yes, indeed. I wish it would. Then we could
We
visit,
should.
and you could come and visit us. That would be amazing. I could show you the library at Kantichi. Oh, that's the biggest library in the world.
Don't tease me, all right?
It's not ideal to be taking people
I
back.
will reach into my my bag and pull out a notebook one of my sort of prepared books I would write spells in. So, and I will write in it, to Git, thank you for a lovely stay from Mazdak, and just present it to her.
You're so sweet. Thank you. I don't even know if I should write in this one or not.
You absolutely, that's what they're for.
I know.
You could write a tale of us coming to see you.
That's such a good idea. I think I'll do that.
That would be amazing. And I shall write when I get back about my adventure to the future. To meet you.
And if you do, maybe I'll find that book one day.
Exactly. It's probably on your shelf right now.
Wait, no, I don't think time works quite like that, does it?
Doesn't it?
You
Because I haven't
can't
written it
change.
yet, so when I write it, then you'll be able to read it. Because I haven't written it in the past.
I'm going to
yet.
the forge. It's just too
So-
complicated for me.
Maybe
So
if you-
yes, Git and Mazdak have a little nerd off about time shenanigans for a short while.
Yeah, and then when we take our leave, I will be the last out the door.
Yeah, she gives you a little smile just as you leave. So, Bernia, you make your way to the forge, and there's a couple of very tired-looking dwarves propping themselves up. Ah, Bernia, your arm's done.
That is wonderful, thank you. What can I give you in recompense?
I don't know if you can give me anything, but it's absolutely fine. It's love of the craft and all. I got to do something new, and I think you'll like it.
Let us have a look then.
Right, and he spins round and he opens up a little chest, and then sort of turns it towards you, slides it across a workbench, and you can see it's a beautifully crafted. It's almost ornate in how the mithril has been worked in these little filigree designs throughout the whole arm. Right. So there's a little bit of mechanical and a little bit of magical in this.
Right,
So, do you want to pop it on?
sure.
I hope it fits.
Take off my now day arm. My civilian arm.
Civvy arm. And you pop the new one on. Right, so, first thing, and you want to be careful with this, because... And he sort of gestures like down the top and the bottom of the arm. You've got a little bit of, and he just sort of like, I don't know, presses a button on the inset of the thumb or something that you can access. And 3 at top and bottom, 3 each side, little fins that go and pop out. And then at the bottom as well. So you got the arm, and then there's like this sort of rectangle of metal, top and bottom. That is just a perfectly working mini shield for you. And it's all attached to the arm, so even when you're holding a weapon, it's your left. Is it your left arm?
It's a right arm. It's all
It's
down.
a right. So yeah, even when you're holding a weapon, you've got a good block there.
That is good.
Extra bit of armor for you.
I like that. Good work.
And also, if you look in the hand, and you can see just like a little swirl of energy in the middle of it, sort of in a gem. That, if you activate that just once a day, provides an extra magical barrier.
Yeah.
Takes a little while to recharge, just naturally from the energy in the world around us. just recharge overnight.
Wonderful.
So, I will. Actually, you should be able to see it because I have already
What's it called?
made it. It is defensive prosthesis.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
I really want Bernie to have a press conference now and just be like, I'm Iron Arm.
oh, that's neat. I like that a lot.
So yeah, you got +1 to AC from the fins that pop out, and 1 cast of shields per day. You look confused.
I can, if I need to, hit an AC of 28.
Nice.
If you got your sword of
Shield of
warding,
Faith, Sword of Warding, Shield spell.
I'm standing behind you.
Yes.
wise,
Mm.
or Sasha, to be fair. Still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha's just a wall of meat.
yes,
More than she is a wall of armor.
If Mazdak stands behind Kral, who stands behind Bernia, he'll be extra
Yeah,
protected.
basically, if I want Sasha, Kral, and Bernia, there's a sort of point so that I'm covered. If I
a
stand in the
humanoid
middle,
pyramid.
yeah,
Well,
if I
if,
stand in the
if-
middle,
Kral deploys his stand and looks into his shell, his AC goes up to 23.
woof.
There you go. And you know how you're getting down the mountain now. Crawl on his back.
Yeah.
Haven't we tried that before across ice and it didn't go
Yes.
particularly well?
Yeah. And Kral, you can also pick up the arcane rifle. That is in production. I just needed to know what option you were choosing on that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make that and have it with you by next week.
Coolio.
I've got the stats for it.
Okay, cool.
So I might as well.
Okay. I have
There you go.
in my bag.
You have.
I have 3 spell scrolls. that
Okay.
I've had for absolutely ages. I have one for Magic Circle, one for Misty Step, and one for Vampiric Touch.
Okay.
I was going to give Misty Step to Morgrax.
Okay.
This may come in handy if you need to move around quickly. And I'll
I see.
hand you a scroll of Misty Step.
Excellent.
So I will
That could save a life.
exactly. I'm going to take that out of my inventory. The other 2, I'm going to copy into my spell book. Now I don't know what you want to rule on this.
Is there a ruling to be made?
There is. When a spell is copied from a spell scroll, a copy of a succeed an intelligence check with a DC equal to 13. Okay. Do you want me to do those 2 now?
Yeah.
I have a quill, so
Sure. Do you get some sort of buff to that, or is it just it
do.
takes half the time or something as a scribe, wizard, or whatever you are?
Wizardly quill. Yeah, it takes 2 minutes per spell. If I use the quill. And I also get.
Yeah, well, you look through that. Yeah, Ash, I've just taken the arcane cannon and nerfed it slightly.
Yeah.
I'd got a 2 and a 3 barrel version,
Yeah.
statted up,
That's
But
pretty
yeah, it's just not on D&D Beyond yet.
No, that's cool. Well, I've just added a placeholder for now, just so.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, the first one I got 15. The second one I got 27. So
Nice. Job done.
cool. I shall. Do the scrolls get consumed?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they
I
do,
think
don't
so,
they?
yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take them out. I'll add them into my spell book. And, cool.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, admin.
No, all good.
Wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, with Fiddy, you look like you're about to say something.
Did I? No, not at all.
Well, do you just always look like that?
I'm
Hello.
always inquisitive, yes. What can I ask?
Okay, so with new items collected from the forge, new spells handed out and or written into books, are you sticking around or heading back to the rift?
Yeah, I would have left whilst that was all going on, probably obviously at the same time as Bernie did, to go and get Kral, just to test out my theory and see if I can glean any more information than what Mazdak didn't get the night before.
Yeah. So you're already heading back towards the rift, so you can
Yeah.
get some over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, you head off. Anyone back in town doing anything before following? Still done.
No, we cannot risk that rift too long.
Yes. We should definitely go through the rift as soon as possible to get back to our own time.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't think you're too far ahead, Atan.
No, yeah, I just wanted to get a bit of time before everyone else got there, just so I could do what I wanted to do.
Okay. So, as you wander back, yeah, the chief says goodbye, good luck. There's one path to the rift, so you won't get lost.
No,
Rather than sending people with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you begin the travel, you get about an hour in, about halfway there, Atan.
Mhm.
And you begin to hear footsteps up ahead.
Okay, can I see anything, or is it just footsteps?
Right, I mean, it's windy and it's reasonably dark, but
Okay. Assuming that I've got nothing to worry about, I continue, but definitely keeping a bit more of an eye and an ear out, just in case if there's any speaking going on or anything. Do they sound? Stupid question. Do they sound dwarven footsteps? No, they sound like footsteps. Fiddy. Why ask that question?
make a roll, blimey.
No, it's fine. Like I'm not going to know the difference between a fucking dwarven footstep or just their footsteps on bloody concrete,
I
aren't
don't
they?
know. I think it's possible
Okay, I'll go.
on sound. I mean,
So-
do it as a survival check because I think it's that sort of.
No,
You could definitely
not.
tell the difference between something like a dwarf and an elf, perhaps.
6.
Yeah. How would you get?
6 for survival.
Footsteps.
Footsteps.
Steps. Yeah. And as you continue moving, the footsteps stop and you can see a figure. Lone figure. Taller than a dwarf. Stood in front.
But shorter than a recently deceased fire giant?
Shorter than a recently deceased fire giant.
Good.
We've
Okay,
ruled one person out.
And you hear the voice. Who are you?
I am Atan. And you are?
My name is Jakoto.
Oh.
What are you doing here? There are no Dragonborn left.
No. I believe we have a familiar acquaintance, Mazdak.
Yes. I got his message. Is he with you?
The group are on their way. They just had to go and get somebody else. He tried to contact you last night, but heard nothing back. I'm assuming that's why you're here.
I did not want to speak through magical means.
Oh, not the safest thing to do around here?
Nor anywhere.
Fair point. If you wait here, they're on their way. But we obviously have to get back to the portal to try and get back to our time.
It is still open. I have compassed it.
That's good to know. They're probably, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour behind me.
Okay. We shall wait.
Yes. But head back that way though. I do need to do some stuff before we go.
We can wait here.
Do I have to wait here with you, or can I go?
We wait here.
Yeah, no one else sees us. They're not around, but having been told the catch-up stories from the group, from the investigators and everything, Atan, as quite a fairly big, obviously Dragonborn, kind of takes a sizable gulp and just kind of like, okay, we wait here.
If Chakotay tells you to do something, you do it.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around with her.
Okay.
Yeah, and there'll probably be a few attempts of small talk, I suppose. Knowing that it
Good
won't
luck
go. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, but yeah, just kind of literally stood there, twiddling appendages, just trying to wishing time.
I
No,
don't go into any more detail, please.
Yeah, and just waiting for the group to
Yeah.
hopefully.
So it's not too long, maybe. Oh,
Yeah, I'll kind of, I'll just knowing that they can only come one way. I would just repeatedly over time until I get an answer, just send message forward, and hopefully at some point within the next 20 minutes, they're within 120 feet for Mazdak to cotton on, and it's just a repeat message of, Jakoto is here, waiting. We're waiting.
You're sending that to Mazdak.
Mazdak, yeah.
eventually, sort of 18 minutes later, you hear this message pop into your head, Mazdak, and you know that.
I will reply, go, okay, we're on the way. And then I will let everybody know that Jakoto is up ahead. Atan is with Jakoto. Interesting.
Yeah, that's one of your friends, isn't it?
Yes.
Bernie just quickens in pace.
Okay. So, as the rest of you catch up with Atan and Jakoto, and she doesn't look any different to the last time you saw her, 813 years ago.
Jakoto.
But we'll take a quick break there, because I feel like this might be a long conversation.
It could well be.
Maybe. So, yes, go, spend money, do things, have a lovely, watery death. I don't know, do whatever you need to do in the break. It's, Yeah, see you in a bit. welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your brief dunk underwater. DM?
So the rest of the party catches up with Atan, who stood there with Chikoto. And she looks over all of you.
Chikoto, I sent you a
Hello.
message.
Yes, that is why I'm here.
Oh, you could have responded. Just like talk in your head and I would have heard it.
Yes, I know how it works, but I do not speak through magical means.
Okay. Interesting.
But I'm here.
Cool. So, this is the future for us. Anyway, obviously it's your current time, presumably, as you
Yes.
are immortal and live forever. So, we were wondering if you could tell us any information about what happens in the year that we left, which was 813 years ago. Do we need some privacy for this?
Privacy would be good, but what is it you can do?
I can cast a spell so that nobody, including, well, nobody that I don't want to, can hear or perceive in any way us.
Yes. Do it.
I will then cast the privacy bubble, which lasts for 10 minutes. Big bubble, 10-foot radius, encloses all of us. So,
Yeah.
nobody can hear us in here. This is a spell designed by Seti, the Golden Dragon,
Yes.
to exclude even the gods cannot perceive inside here. One of which in particular we want to avoid.
Good dragon magic, yes. And as you, those of you who've not been, has everyone been in the bubble before?
No.
No.
Those of you that
Can't see
haven't,
anyone.
yeah, can see this sort of golden bubble that has surrounded you, and the barrier to the bubble is sort of draconic scales.
I'll just be poking it like this, see what happens.
There's a little bit of resistance as your finger sort of goes to it, but
It does go through it, does it? All right.
yeah, you could walk through it if you wanted to.
And I might sort of stick my head through and pull it back, and then put my tongue through it, see if it tastes of anything. Then maybe try and set fire to it a little bit. Just little experiments.
It would be wise to stay in the bubble.
Yes, everybody stay in the bubble, therefore then we cannot be perceived. If you keep popping in and out, it will cause, if somebody's watching you, it will notify them that something is going on where you're disappearing and reappearing. So stay in the bubble, please.
You can't just cast a golden scaly bubble around me and expect me not to poke it.
Alright, have you finished poking it?
Okay.
Good. Stay in the bubble.
Okay.
Okay? Just saying, stay in the bubble. Just
And as
slow it down
Malta
for you.
goes around to carry on speaking, I'll just put my foot through the bubble and then bring it back again quickly.
I'm just gonna subtly just put my hand on Bug's shoulder and just slowly guide him a bit further inside.
So, now that we're all in the bubble and safe from being perceived, do you know what happened, Chikoto?
Yes.
Would you tell us?
I believe when we last spoke, you earned my symbol.
Did indeed. We did.
And
Mazdak has that one.
Yeah, I think so.
and
So I have the one
you
in the room
and you are going to try to collect the other two.
Yes, we have 2 now. We are
Very good.
still trying to track down the Dream Lord. Is proving somewhat tricky to find. So, any hints
Would it-
you have?
The Dream Lord has been quiet of late, but is active in your time.
Okay.
You need to dream.
Okay. Right, some sort of spell, perhaps. I will do some research to see if there is a spell to enhance your dreams. Perhaps.
Sasha would probably mention at this point that she does have a potion of lucid dreaming or whatever it was she picked up from
Yeah.
from Borkle. So
Right. Okay. Oh well, that's interesting. Excellent. Well, we could use that for sure. So, but what actually happened to cause this?
you are aware that the gods were not always the gods. They
Yes, indeed. They
made it to the realm of the gods and they took it.
Yes, they banished the elemental powers
Yes.
for themselves, and then dusk happened. It
Yes.
seems to have subdued them all.
One correction too. That was not banished. The old gods were not banished. They were subjugated.
Right. Okay. So technically, the old gods are still present in the divine realm.
Yes.
Right.
They could not be removed or destroyed. They could only be shackled.
So if we were to unshackle them, that would be interesting. Perhaps would cause
conflict would be immense. The ones that are shackled fighting the ones that shackled them.
Yes. That is what has happened in this
right.
reality.
So we need to find a better way of going about this. To depose Dusk and perhaps convince the 9 and the elementals to work together. Well, I was just sort of looking at the ones that are more religious than me. So, Bernia.
Is the route that I would want to take.
It is? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
It would be the best to try and find peace, but it is difficult.
Yes.
So, hang on. Just so I get this straight, it's not any of the old gods trying to get through which is causing this. It's something new, but in...
No, it is the explosion that happened in Valaya a long time ago from here. That caused a tear in the barrier between the material realm where we are from and the realm of the gods. That barrier, that weakening of the barrier allowed the old god of time some power. And it is his influence that is causing the rifts
Right.
and is sending the world into chaos.
So it seems that mine Mazdak's original theory that something was trying to break free was part of
Yes.
the truth.
Yes. He's
extent
trying to
that,
escape from his binds so that he can free the others. What has happened here in this timeline is that they succeed in escaping. The god of time succeeds in escaping, releases his compatriots, and there is another fight between the gods, the old and the new. The new gods win again, but that battle causes this.
Okay, so we need to collect the last token from the Dream Lord, go to the Divine Realm, defeat Dusk, speak to the other gods, the new gods, and try somehow to convince them to work with the elemental gods, or the older gods, so that the material plane can be relatively peaceful.
I would argue that our first port of call needs to be the time god.
Well, obviously, yes. That's to try and stop him from wrecking. Well, if we can convince him to assist us, then we can free.
See, I think we need to promote a harmony. Yeah, gods of the elements.
Sorry, harmony is not achievable.
Well, the gods of the elements were here, and they are essential to keeping this place as it should be. Otherwise, I guess the others would have destroyed them out of hand.
I see there being two options. 3 if you include this timeline. That is what happened here. Option 1. Defeat and remove the new gods. Free the old gods. And allow them their own realm back. Or work with the new gods to permanently shackle the old gods. They are arrogant and do not see that what they are doing is not working. Perhaps some new eyes could give them a new route to take. Either of those, I believe, will cause less destruction.
I see. Well, I'm.
How can they not see that what they've done is essentially remove their pool of worshippers, further weakening their power? Are they so arrogant that they can't see?
Obviously. 813 years I've roamed this new world. I have spoken with Vastro occasionally. He does not see what he has done wrong. Ever.
Maybe we can.
And nor do the others.
Do you think we
Nagale feels distant here.
She is weakened, as are they all.
Right. Okay, so it becomes ever more urgent that we get Dreamlord. Convince him to give us his token. I believe that should be our first order of business once we get back to our own time.
Contact the Dream Lord, deal with the loose Vidikita.
Yes.
Yes. One did go back.
Yes, we are aware and have instructions on how to subdue it.
Yes. Foul creatures. Born of experimentation. Renee has corrupted even her own people.
Yes,
I
that's
did try to
surprising.
reach out to one of them that we knew, and we got no response.
If you knew them from your time, then unless they followed Renee unwaveringly, then they are either dead or have been turned into a monster.
Right. I suspect that Dasru will be dead then.
Dasaru,
Yes, that was the person.
it is the name I know.
It is? Right, she was instrumental in us getting to Renee.
She opposed Renee.
Yes.
She was not so fortunate as to receive death.
Oh. Right, well, we definitely need to do something about that. Do you have any advice for us at all?
Don't lose.
We will try our very best.
Or your time will become my time.
Right. Okay.
If you need me, I mean, from your time, I will help. I am sure of it.
Oh, okay. That would be great. If when you say help, would that be coming to the divine realm or with the creature?
That will be up to her, not me.
Ah, I see. Yes, I understand.
But as you know, the one thing that I and she seek more than anything is release.
Indeed.
And if you can convince her that you are going to the realm of the gods to remove the gods, including Vastro, then her release will be granted.
Yes, that's very true. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Chakotay. I do enjoy our little chats.
It is pleasant to speak to non-dwarves.
Oh, why, thank you. Cool. Okay.
They only want to smelt things and drink things.
Yes, they are quite industrious, aren't they?
But while I'm here, I may pop into town for a beer. I wish you good luck.
Thank you. I can't speak for the beer because I don't drink, but I'm sure the others tasted it.
Dwarven beer is the best you can get.
So I hear.
And I would imagine about this sort of time, the spell just goes. It only lasts 10 minutes.
And she has a little look around and goes, personally, I prefer gin.
I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's lovely.
So, good luck.
Thank you, and you.
If you like your spirits, ask them if they've got any of the blacksmith's fire water. That might be what you're looking for.
Something new for me to try. This could be a good day after all.
Although, you may not want to ask for it in the pub. I'd go to the head of the blacksmiths and ask him if he's got any of the boys' fire water.
Okay.
They tend to
I
breed
will
them.
do so.
It's usually a competition between most of the guilds, but it's worth a try.
And then I shall slay the entire town. I joke.
That's just not like.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See?
Yeah.
And as we sort of walking to the portal, I said, see, Jakoto, she's really nice.
Then he just picks up the pace, heading to the rift.
Yes, there's still something I need to do, or want to do, I should say. If you can just bear with us before we go through, I just need to... Just to satisfy that curiosity, Mazdak.
Okay, what is it you're doing?
Going to see with what we've just learnt, a different perspective on it, but just to see if that will glean us any answers when we eventually deal with a certain thing.
Right.
And so when we get to the portal room, I'm basically going to cast Fly on myself and go up. And obviously take a good look around and just see what the outside looks like.
Okay. Well, as you know from sorry, damn, Jakoto's gruff voice. So yeah, as you know from having been in this room, the sky is dark. But you go up, and that's not. It doesn't mean it's pitch black across the world. It's just dark clouds. Being at the top of a mountain, you've got pretty good view. Everything looks pretty dark. You don't see any trees down below or wildlife up around the area. Yeah.
There's no, after hearing what Jakoto had to say about Dasaru and Renee, there's no like a torchlight or anything I can see, as if Mazdak sent that message and they now know where to go.
Make a perception check.
Oh,
Then
what is
he's
one of
just
these
walked through the rift
fucking
back to the
fives?
original time.
6. Jesus.
6.
Yeah.
No torchlight.
Okay, so second part of this. So the original part was going to be, if that hadn't have happened, I was going to go up there and just kind of try and calm myself, and with the magics I know and how it feels and everything, just see if it felt different. We now know it feels different and why. So the second part to that is, can I, apart from it potentially being like divine, is there anything I can sense from this new flow, this new weave, to give me any hints of potentially having to help us with maybe this battle or changing the ties in a conversation, what we might have to have?
Ooh. Is there anything you can...
Yeah, so basically, like, so is it like does it give off a sense of a weakness or anything with how this new magic works, how this difference works?
Okay. Make an Arcana check for me then, please.
Yep. And I am 100% using a different dice from the last one, as it's done 3 5s tonight.
Be good.
It was a natural 16, so that's 21.
Cool. So, what you know of the weave from your time is that it is like a magical field that encompasses everything, and it is sort of pan-dimensional.
Yep.
So it connects all of the different realms. That's the barrier you travel through if you go hopping to different different realms. That is strengthened from all sides by the magics in the worlds, in the various worlds. So, particularly from your time, and I think Mazdak had sort of done checks on this in the past and come to this conclusion that the more magical folk there are in the world, the stronger that gets. And particularly at like the focal points, the city of Kantichi is the biggest focal point there's ever been for a collection of extremely magical people.
Yeah.
So sort of over time, Wizard goes and works on new spell, gets stronger, makes the weave stronger, and that makes learning new magic easier. So it is sort of catalytic, in a way, that learning magic produces more magic. Here, however, there just isn't that many. I mean, the elves are magical, and the dwarves have got a bit of what do you call it? Like, I don't know, god magic from their
divine magic.
bond. Divine magic, thank you. But there is just mathematically fewer people, fewer mages in the world. The weave is weaker than it ever was, or certainly than you've ever sensed it, and that's why the gods feel more distant and so on, because that weave is weaker. It makes communicating between and presumably traveling between the realms more difficult.
Okay. Cool.
So whether that gives you anything to take into a negotiation with the gods, other than I've seen the future and you'll be a lot weaker. That's an angle.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just stay up there and just kind of like take it in. And then come back down to the others.
Okay. Bunny's
Yes.
already gone through, but is anyone else waiting for Aton?
I will wait for Aton.
I'll go through.
You're definitely right, Mazdak. Yes, it's more of a struggle here to cast. The weave is less strong.
Yes, well, less people. So
Yes, indeed. I was just trying to see if there was any weaknesses as such to help us. But nothing what I could sense or see.
no, we should get through. The others will be waiting.
Yes.
I shall go through the rift.
Okay. You all, as you go through, experience the same thing, but in reverse. You see everything unbuild and get brighter and whatnot before coming back out into the room that you were previously in. There's still a few fires kicking about. The ceiling's still collapsed. The first ceiling, not the entire mountain.
Right.
Any dwarves about as we come back through?
Doesn't look like it at the moment.
So we should go?
Yes, but where?
Well,
Are we dealing with the Riddigita or
I think that's,
trying to get?
that's on the tick list as well. We need to do that and contact the Dream Lord as soon as possible.
Yes.
So we know
Your
that
friend said that they have a way.
the Riddigita is going. Where was I going? Well, it was going here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we need to try and cast about, see if we can find someone
fine.
that's seen it someone that knows roughly where it is. Yeah, dwarves, I guess.
Okay. So you're going to head back the way you came towards Malta?
I was about to say yes, towards
so,
that way,
yeah.
not through the portal.
Exactly, Malta.
Yes. Back the way you came from your personal timelines,
Yeah.
and not from the absolute timeline
Yeah.
of the world.
Trying to find some. Are you right?
Oh, I think he's come off mute.
Yep.
There you go. Must have knocked his microphone.
Fair enough.
So yes, anybody know the dwarven lands? I guess you do, Kral.
He's already walking.
Oh, I'm just going. So we should follow Bernia. Okay.
Crow's really
yeah.
focused on the item that's got wrapped in oilcloth in his arms, and just sort of just walking with it very reverently.
Just above table. Where did we find out that the Vidigita was coming here?
It's been common knowledge that it was in the Pytosca Mountains for quite some time.
Where
Yeah.
several fought it.
Yeah, essentially, it is at the base of the mountains, so it's not traveling in the mountains. I'm just seeing if I can quickly get the world map up so I can have a look. Yeah, let's pop that out in a separate tab so I don't accidentally show you.
Good work.
All the secrets.
So, yes, it was originally seen, or originally came through on the Valaya Sandemia border. Along here, that's where the battle was happening. It then basically travelled northwest through Sandemia to sort of foot of mountain territory here in Pytosco. So yeah, it's not up the mountains, but it was last seen in sort of forest lands down the bottom of the mountains, having a little sleep.
It must have had a Hevalaya good time getting there. The look on Jazz's face.
Just ouch. That hurt. So
Okay.
we're heading to Mortar. Now, so no, we came from the north, didn't we? So we're going down. We're going south. So we need to go there and then get to somehow get to the south where this thing is.
Yeah. So again, there's the Pytoscan map. You have entered the country somewhere up here, sort of on this border, and have travelled to Malta previously. The portal is up here somewhere.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm just following Bernia because I'm presuming she knows where she's going.
I'm
Me
just
too.
following the path.
Right, so
Yeah. So sorry, we're heading down near to Amprium, right?
No,
We're heading
Malta.
to Malta.
Oh, heading to Malta. Sorry.
Yeah, you're in the very north of the country at the moment, and you're heading down to Malta.
Cool. Got you. Got you. Okay.
Cool.
Dum, dum, dum.
Okay, what was the... just need to look something up. you go. What did I do with the name of the drunken sailor?
Did you perhaps put it on a longboat? Have you checked the longboat?
Early in the morning.
Oh God, I'm in the investigators chat and I'm just scrolling past AI art of ABBA at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What a fun session that was with all the memes last week.
I don't think he's even in that town anyway. Okay. All right. Well, you can begin moving. Yeah, you can get up the stairs, head along the path, heading towards Mortar. There you are. Got you.
Just to still my brain as well. The portals work within conjunction, so we were there in the future for essentially a few hours. We've come back and it's then a few hours later in our time, right? It's not like we go back.
Difficult to tell underground.
Okay. Yes, good point. Well, yeah. So that, yeah, when we get to the top then of the path and we get to the entrance of the of this cave, of this dwarven entrance, are any of Sasha's people outside? Have they made it? Are they here?
Well, that would be going back
No, we're not
north.
going back.
And you
that
were
way,
heading
going
south.
South. We came from the north.
Yeah, no, I
Going
get it, but they were
south.
coming up the mountain as well, weren't they? Or coming up to this dwarven thing as well, weren't
It's
they? They were
possible
following
in
it.
the day that we spent that
They overtook us.
they came down, found the empty destruction, and who knows?
No, completely. I'm just asking if they were there. We could find out, or I could find out how much time may have passed, if at all any.
Well, at the moment, you are heading through a dwarven tunnel. There's no sign of any other people at the moment.
Yep.
You don't know what's happened to the Onenians who were on the mountain.
Cool. How long is this walk then to Mortar?
2 hours.
definitely-
We just did it.
I was literally just asking in character.
Oh, sorry. Well, it should be the same as we did it in the future. So about 2 hours.
So, yeah, ignore me. I've got really confused on that. I didn't think we were in Mortar. We were in this dwarven cave up the top of this mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we went
So we're
down the
going
cave
to
in the
Mortar.
future.
Well, exactly like we did in the future.
Yeah, no, but I just envisioned it as if we in this cave, and we were still in the cave walking down to this little dwarven village. What was in this mountain? I must have missed that we went to Mortar. It was called Mortar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, in the future, you were south in Mortar. You travelled 2 hours up to where the rift was, travelled through, and are now heading 2 hours south back to Mortar, just 813 years ago.
Yeah.
Earlier, yeah. Yeah.
Earlier is taking every step with frustrated grumpiness, which is not in a good mood.
So Mazdak will try to walk with Berger. And say, so, it seems a pretty bleak choice we have, especially for one such as yourself.
There is no choice.
There isn't?
I'm not raising my blade against any gods.
Right. So, Hmm. But unless we do so, you saw the future.
We will find peace, or that future will come true. And I can live with the fact that I was responsible for the freedom of Renee.
Yes, but did Chikoto not just tell us the two options? And bear in mind, I do not have access to the bubble spell just now.
I know. But as I have said, I will not fight the gods. I owe my life to Nagale.
Indeed.
Would we all be able to hear this?
Possibly.
Possibly.
We're not being quiet about it, we're just discussing.
No.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your life, not being one for a divine sense, but is your life worth everybody else's? That's literally what we're up against if battle does ensue.
Perhaps, Morgrax, you are of a divine persuasion, are you not?
What?
What are your thoughts on this situation? Bearing in mind we have to be, careful.
Circumspect, of course. I believe this person you met, you had spoken to before, is wise enough to know the certainty of the world. If they say there is only one path that can be taken, I'm inclined to believe them.
Right. I see. It is difficult to know which of the options presented is the better path. Perhaps we should concentrate on finding the Ridugita and discuss this after we have done that.
Yes. Try and keep a clear head for at least the next fight.
Just
I think
know the
everybody at the same
impossible
time.
position I have been put in.
Well, we've been in impossible positions before. And normally we make a plan and we extract ourselves from the impossible position. Remember, we have escaped more than one impossible situation. Because we are the investigators. We investigate, make plans, and hopefully do the right thing. Mazdak's eternal optimism is obviously butting up against Bernier's eternal pessimism.
I don't know if it is a decision I can make. I have too much blood on my hands.
Well, then I don't think you have to think about it just now. We can react in the moment, if that is what you want to do. But, having said that, a plan is always a good idea. That was a weird noise.
Excuse you, whoever that was.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's something rubbing against the cable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Serrated cable. Yes, a plan is always good, and even coming up with a paragraph or two for our defense speech, whoever wants to make that, and maybe how this goes.
Yes. Well, we can. First things first. Deal with the Redikita. Contact the Dreamlord. That's the order of events, right?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
or whichever comes first. I mean, if we sleep
Ah,
before...
yes, indeed. It may be a long journey to find the Redikita, so perhaps we can contact the Dreamlord along the way. They may even help.
Yes. Well, long journey ahead.
Oh, indeed.
Let's hope it's not all doom and gloom. Walk the way there.
Oh, I'm sure it won't be. There should be. I wonder if there is an ancestor of Git that is currently living. Oh, interesting. Perhaps I will leave a book of history.
Yes, somewhere in a safe place, or...
Yes.
Could that be young Git then?
Sorry.
And the other guy, old Git.
What?
You said if they're looking for an ancestor of Git in this age, that would make him young Git, wouldn't it? And the other guy, old Git.
But she was not particularly old when we encountered her, but I don't think she was over 813 years. I mean, she might have been, but I don't know.
Oh, it's rude to ask, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Although I've never quite worked out why.
Did we get a last name?
I don't think we did, actually. No, Githel was all we got.
Damn it. Can't exactly walk into a place 813 years before and ask, does anybody know Gid?
If you said it's like the Irish thing, though, you could. Your man who lives at the crossroads with 2 horses, and it gets delivered.
Postal service.
You can have a surname. You'll have heard her surname. It
Okay.
was Flynnock.
Linnock.
Flynnock.
Flynnock.
Yeah, it was just like Chief Oldham and Smith Darrock. I just didn't bother
That's fair.
working out last names, but that wasn't
No.
specifically withheld from you.
Well, at least we got a surname to ask for the
Indeed.
current family about.
The Glinnock family. Yes, maybe we'll find an early ancestor.
Yes.
It's very odd to think that somebody that we talked to and had conversations with doesn't actually exist yet.
I'm still trying to get my head around what just happened as well. I mean, all of you have done it before, but Morgrax
no.
and I...
That's not quite true. I have done it before, and Sasha.
Oh,
Nobody else here went through a rift.
That
do you think...
Dalen did.
Yeah.
and Biv Knox.
Yes.
That was Dan's original character.
Do
I
you
was
think
trying to think of this earlier. Oh, Bernio, what point did she join? Because it feels like she's been there
A
the
decent
whole
while.
time, but you haven't.
No, I haven't. Trying to think. I wasn't there for the first rift they did. I think I joined them for the journey to Dragonland. I think that was the first adventure
Yes.
I went with them on.
With Kral.
Right.
That's where we picked up Kral, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee shop or something.
Yeah. In the. In the Dragonlands. Cool. Anyway,
Mazdak,
yes.
have you tried seeing if we can find out where these portals are by magical means? Having been through now at least 2 of them for you, if there's a way we can trace them?
I mean, you. We've only been been reported. They've been reported to the Mage Council, which is where we knew where they were. But other than that, I don't think there's any way of actually detecting one. I mean, there must be a break in time, so I'm not sure how you would use magic to detect that. It's an interesting theory, though. Maybe some sort of you'd have to write an entirely new spell, perhaps. Maybe even invent a new kind of magic to detect time. Interesting.
I'm really fucking annoyed. I've had this as a character, had this idea as a person. Sorry, as playing my character, had this idea as we're walking away from a fucking portal. Yes, I'll
DM, to this point, would Mazdak know or have experienced any sort of differences in the weave when there is a rift present?
Yes.
There are.
Yes, you have. And I believe in the run-up to a major rift occurrence, you've had like a tingling, a feel that
Yes.
it's coming.
Okay, so I will explain this to Atan. You may have had it yourself. There is a sort of feeling in the weave that something is happening or about to happen, but we just don't know where. I suspect if you're standing very close to one when it happens, you would get a stronger feeling of the magic being used to tear a hole in time.
And you were also preemptively sent to Oninia before the rift opened, so at least somebody there, probably the wizard working in the embassy in Onan, picked up on it, sent word, and then you got sent before the rift opened.
Okay,
and assuming that as well, I would have felt it being near the rift. That I would have felt that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know what sort of range there is on it.
No.
Can we feel anything from the rift that's far behind us now?
If either or both of you want to make Arcana checks, if you just stop for a moment just to try and tune into the
Yeah,
weave.
I think both of us would rather than advantage. I think we're both
Yeah.
naturally inclined to.
That's a 22.
Ooh, I'm not too bad. I'm a non-natural 20.
Nice.
Very good rolls, both of you. Both of you, as you just pause for a second and just connecting to the weave, you can feel it pulling slightly towards the north.
Okay. Are there any other pulls to any other direction?
Not from here, no. And
So, I'm
not
gonna-
from
I keep walking, I'm going to sort of let my mind connect to the weave until I can no longer feel that pull, to see how far, what sort of range there is on it.
Okay.
Would you let us know that you're doing that?
I will certainly let you know that,
Yeah,
because
okay,
we
cool.
were the ones who are talking about it. So I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
Do you feel the pull, the sort of back to the north?
Yes, I
So if
I
we
do.
keep walking and then we can't feel the pull anymore, we've got an idea of the range.
If you stick with that idea, Mazdak, I've got another one.
Okay.
So as Mazdak starts to do that and focus on this pull of the weave, can I try and... It's a fideism.
Here we go.
You're insight checking the weave.
No.
No, he's going to tie his bits of his bedroll to a stick.
Can I try and make comparable notes to the teleportation spell that I know and this portal, these portals were open, to see if there are any similarities, and then try and figure out the differences, or some of them, just to see if there is something what we can maybe focus on a bit more if we're out and about and we like feel a ping or something.
Okay, so you want to try and work out the subtle differences between teleportation magic and rift energy.
If there is any, or if there is any similarities to that, because they essentially, how Atan is thinking, is that they both teleport you from one place to another, even though the rifts are through time.
Okay. Make another Arcana check then, please.
I feel like using a different dice. I've been too good with that one. No, let's keep it. Again, not bad. 19.
Okay. So, yeah, having used teleportation magic and now having gone through a stable rift, you can work out the fine tuning differences. One, if you one feels like green and one feels like purple, like you've got synesthesia. No, yeah, they're the same. When you think about it, when you construct a teleportation circle and you step on it, there is a pull. You feel a lurch as it moves you through space. It was the same thing with the rift when you went through that. It just lurched and moved, like, not horizontally but vertically, or not even vertically. It's more complex than that. It's fourth dimensionally.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's similarities. It is transportation. It's just one's intentional and one's accidental.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
caused by a subjugated god of time.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to that, and as soon as Mazdak kind of does that ping, I cannot feel it anymore. I'll pass that information over as well. Yeah, just so we're both of us are a little bit more in tune with the weave and what we are looking for.
Yeah. And let's just have both of you make one last Arcana check on these things, as you have sort of purposefully been connecting yourself into the weave.
24.
Nice.
That was cocked. It leant up against another fucking D20 on the thing. Mine was only 15.
Okay. good but not good enough. However, Mazdak,
Hmm.
as you have been sort of walking along, connecting yourself into the weave, detecting that slight pull of the magic flow from behind you, you just figure out that the longer you connect in this like cerebral way into the weave itself, the further the range of your detection would become.
Oh.
So if you
So if I
sat in one
stayed-
place and just meditated on it for a good length of time, you
Eventually,
could,
I would be able to connect to any rift, no matter where it was, if I was connected to the weave for long enough.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is what playing a
So-
character who can do shit feels like. I love it.
So I will still sort of half connecting to the weave just to sort of listen to that Paul. I will explain that to Atan. So this is interesting because what we can do is we can contact the Mage Council and get them to have somebody connect in, or more than one person to connect into the weave to identify all of the possible strange pull on the weave, so that we will know straight away where something is going to happen. That's huge.
That makes perfect sense. Yes.
That's amazing.
Like a drop of water on a paper towel.
Maybe, yes. All of the council's mages in the different areas did it like that, so then it's not. You could cover it with more people and use less time to do it, rather than one focal person in Cantisha as such doing
Well,
it.
you would have set up a group in Kantichi and just get them to, shift. You would have certain 3 or 4 people per shift just connecting into the weave all the time.
Yes, yes.
Indeed.
It's a breakthrough nonetheless. It helps us out.
Yes. Help us understand more about the weave and more about the rifts. Interesting.
And protection for any.
Well, we haven't managed to
Yeah.
actually stop the rifts yet, but
Well, no, but I mean, at least
But knowing where they're going
force
to
can be
happen
sent.
will be much enable to us to react quicker to them.
Yes.
Excellent. So, and basically, I will use another spell slot to send a message to Lucrezia.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, Lucrezia, it's Mazdak. We've discovered that the longer you connect to the weave, the easier it is to detect the rifts. So, you should set up a shift to, I'm just a shift of mages to connect into the weave so that we can tell them all the time. And that'll be that.
It cut off at you should set up.
Yeah, I know.
Of course. So yeah, moment later. Hi, Nasdaq. That's really useful information. Thanks for passing that on. Hope everything's going okay. So, I'm stuck in your accent now.
Oh no!
God, no!
Run away!
It's gone so bad I've turned northern.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh dear. Okay, so one last piece of information for you two. As you were doing all that work, you do sense the next rift,
Oh,
the next
really?
major temporal event in the next 3 or 4 days.
Right. So we need
Ooh.
to. Can we tell where yet, or is it not?
No, but you may have set up your early detection warning system.
Yes. If Lucrezia got all of my message, which I'm sure she did.
So a bug ball table for this. So we've learnt that. Is it that you say like you're connected to it? Say they do it in shifts, and it's like an 8-hour connection. Would you have to restart that 8-hour connection for that to then span out from point A to exactly where you got?
Yeah, I mean it's one person connecting. They can't just have someone come and sit in their seat and continue with the same
Yeah,
level of connection.
I was just thinking if you got to a certain point of connection, then it doesn't expand the next time you try and do it. You have to always start from point 0 to then go.
Yes. You would. Each person needs to start from scratch every time.
Yeah.
But it may be that if it takes, and I don't know the full mechanics of this just yet, but if it takes 12 hours to connect to the planet, you could set up 3 shifts so people could take a break, but you've always got coverage.
Yeah. Cool.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Cool.
D&D, the internet.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, as you now make it to present day Mortar, I think it feels like a good stopping point for us.
Okay.
Cool.
Excellent stuff. We level up because we've discovered really interesting
The
stuff
internet
about
of D&D.
about-
Yeah.
with the weave.
Didn't someone? It's an internet thing, obviously, but someone worked out that you could actually create like Twitter via the magic mouth spell or something.
That'd be cool.
I like that.
Mages-
I like that a lot.
Wizards are weird.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
My only comment on that.
Yeah.
I find it incredibly interesting to play a wizard, to play Mazdak,
Yeah.
but also at the same time incredibly difficult sometimes because
If
Mazdak's
you-
a lot cleverer than me.
Mm.
And it's like,
Obviously.
oh fuck!
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
and work out what Mazdak knows. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said this. Like, first time sorcerer here. So generally, most of my magics has been divinity and been along that divine route of what I know, and everything. So
Well, that's cheating. You can just ask for the answers that
yeah,
way.
exactly.
You don't have to think of it yourself.
My only comparable to that is obviously I love playing Florian, absolutely love it, but they're there to hit things. And his knowledge of anything is basically very basic on like the hellish stuff and stuff like that. Whereas Atan, being quite magical, arcana influenced, it's quite nice to just, especially with Mazdak there, it's very nice to bounce off and try and figure something out, which is quite pleasing, I should say. Just to,
yes.
there you go.
I hope this is okay, particularly for the 3 in the middle there. You're all very quiet tonight. I hope it's like not boring for you, obviously.
I mean, Bug's just there to burn things,
Yeah.
and he might sort of be flicking bits of fire at bugs as we go along and things like that. Insects, not bugs.
Not bugs. Yeah. To be honest, James, I kind of just got the impression you are here to just hit things.
Burn
Generally.
and make some.
Yes. James, you play D&D just for the fights, I kind of feel.
Fights and the fuckery.
And the pets.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
the pets.
The pets. Of course.
So yeah, sorry,
I was-
we kind of took over, didn't we?
Yeah.
No, it's I've been feeling a bit discombobulation with like what happened before Christmas, and then missing the start next session. So I'm just kind of slowly getting back into it and trying to ease myself back into the character voice I had in there.
Fair enough.
So getting there.
Yeah. 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 I'd like Morgrax to come out of her shell a little bit. Wait, you're not a turtle.
Yeah.
No, but like I know exactly what you mean because I really did want to be, full on Mary Poppins type with
And particularly when the moral dilemmas of gods, new and old, and you obviously being a religious character.
Yeah.
But obviously, I can't, force you to.
No. That's fair. See, Morgrax is of the opinion of, the gods must be defended. Like, my god must be defended.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
really
think-
sorry Salviel did not make it to the Divine Realm.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Well, she had
Salvio and
plans.
Bernia would have been, yeah. It's going to be
I think the
difficult.
two of them would have ended up fighting each other in the Divine Realm.
Quite possibly.
In all honesty, though, like I think it's better that Morgrax is potentially going on this journey with us as the healer, because Thaddeus, being fairly neutral, may have been a sack of shit
Neutral?
going there. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like the way he was potentially just a.
So my
Oh.
wife, I said hello.
Well, maybe it's worth the religiously inclined trying to convince their chosen deities of
I don't actually know what deity Morgrax is aligned with.
I have it written down somewhere.
It might be
As
worth
Bernia
them-
asked.
yeah, it might be worth them
I
convincing
don't
their
think so.
chosen deities that they need to sort of step down almost and
Yeah.
support the release of the elemental gods.
Realign
For-
there.
Problem for Bernia is that she is not thinking straight right now, because with the kind of revelations that Chakotay is telling of what Renee did, Bernia is taking all of the blame for that onto herself, because she was the one that freed Renee. And so she's kind of in the middle of blaming herself, but also, I'm not going to fucking kill the gods. Why? I refuse to lift my sword against Nagale. What are you suggesting?
What?
She's
Okay, we're going to have to
internal.
have a chat in character because why, for love of God, would you be raising your sword against your own god?
No, that's what Ben is saying. She refuses to do that, and that's what
Yeah, but
Chakotay
this
is
is what
implying needs to happen. The new gods need to be killed or deposed.
If
I heard that
yeah,
conversation
so-
differently.
Yeah, if you take what Chakotay said literally, the new gods need to be deposed. They don't necessarily need to be killed. They need to be removed.
Also, the fact that Chakotay has a very poor opinion of the gods as well.
Well, to be
Justify
fair,
it
she
with
has been
good
abused
reason, in
by
fairness.
Vestro.
Justifiably, yeah. Like Vastro is keeping her alive against her will.
Well, to be fair, but based on her treatment, the gods are a bunch of double-crossing bastards.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we know this already because
Yeah.
they were
Bernia,
an
she-
adventuring party that went off and decided to become gods.
And
Yeah.
for Bernia, she refuses to see Nagale in that light
Wait,
because she said she owes
why don't we
Nagale her
just
life.
become the gods? I mean, Mazdak is god of knowledge. That'll work.
Fire.
That has
happy with
crossed my mind more than once.
Got a fire over there, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're good.
There is this little like niggle in the back of my head that makes me think, there's a solid chance that either Bernia becomes a god or Bernia becomes a new immortal. Like, it really depends on how everything's going to go.
Mazdak would love to be an immortal. Just get to read every single book ever.
Yeah.
You'd never catch up.
No,
I find that really hard tonight as well, by the way. Like having to to in character think about code, not to mention anything outside of the bubble, because tonight was probably one of the first episodes that, like, especially Atan has been in, where nothing like that in a conversation has kind of popped up.
As like a Tersith's librarian.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Great stuff. So ultimately, you kind of like know the end of the campaign in a way that you get to the realm of the gods.
We know
and
what happens if we fail.
you know what happens if you fail or if you choose to do nothing. And I always wanted this to be kind of a moral dilemma for you to pick. There was never one answer that I'm presenting you. Here's win this fight, you save the day. End of campaign. It is decisions for you guys to come up with. I like Grey. I think it's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, like there it is. Make a decision.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you guys choose to depose and replace the new gods, that's your call.
Perhaps the easiest thing would be to go back through the portal into the future and just live there, because then we're still going to be alive.
You know you live that way.
Yeah.
And Mazdak can go back to his girlfriend.
Yep.
I mean, we're just friends.
They can have
She goes to another magical
Of course,
academy.
you're
It's
friends with
fine.
the dwarf.
Yeah, you
You're
would
in a
know her.
relationship with the library.
You would know her. She's from a different time.
Oh, what was that bloody dodgy time travel movie, the Lake House or something?
Oh,
the
Keanu
one
Reeves and
with,
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
I was thinking of one with Christopher Reeve.
Oh, yeah.
Superman 1.
Yeah. He was not Superman in that film. He was sent back in time, fell in love, and then got catapulted out of that time.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
Don't think
Oh,
Very similar to Jean-Claude Van Damme's Time Cop.
And the similarities are astonishing. Yes.
um,
Oh my god.
the
That's something that someone should write. The Kyle Reese, Sarah Connor story from a romantic point of view, not the part where they're running from the Terminator,
Yeah.
just the romance side.
what was the? Oh god,
Just trying to remember.
there's About Time. Anyone seen About Time with Donald Gleason?
Yes.
That makes me cry.
It's a very sappy one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, just burn you on that brutal loop, that time loop that Bernier releases Renee. Not just is a part of it, but is the key to releasing Renee, who goes on to create.
Make the Rudigeator that creates Bernia as she is, who frees Renee. Yeah, there's a grandfather paradox with Bernia in it. I am aware.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
That's the Christopher Reeve film called Somewhere in Time. Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour.
Yes.
Time travel makes my head hurt.
Yeah,
Jane Seymour, the third wife of Henry VIII.
that's the one. Amazing
And
actress.
if you want a lighter time movie, just watch Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh god.
Right.
Is there a time travel plot in Bill and Ted as well?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
See you, James.
See you.
See that, James?
Sure. Isn't the time traveling? I've not seen Bill and Ted, but isn't that like held up as like the most accurate, like or well thought out
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
mechanics?
It is
It
indeed.
is, yeah.
Yes.
Most
There's
excellent.
definitely more plot holes in mine.
I think plot holes are inevitable in a time travel story.
Absolutely.
Have you seen The Endless, Martin?
The Endless, no.
It's existential horror that fucks with time. It is very good. But yeah, I feel kind of relevant to the campaign given like what's happened. So I would recommend looking that up.
I'm gonna drop off, guys, because I've got to be a bit late.
Night.
Cheers, Ash. See you later.
Indeed. I'm going to head off as well, guys. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for the
Cool.
funds.
All right.
Yeah.
We shall see you all whenever. We will be back on Tuesday for Head Around Rising.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, again on Sunday for the rest of the Investigators. So, yeah, if you liked it, brilliant. We love you. If you didn't like it, however, or if you fuck.